Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and today I am going to show you the installation of System Center Configuration Manager 2016 Technical Preview 3. So let's move and have a look on my demo environment. In my demo environment I have two virtual machines. First one is Win2K16 DC01, that is my Active Directory server where I have installed my Active Directory and DNS role. And if you want to look on the machine, and here's the machine Win2K16 DC01. If you go to local server, the operating system which is installed on this virtual machine is Windows Server 2016 Technical Preview 3, and I have assigned 2 GB RAM, and my IP address is 192.168.1.254, and my domain name is victorinfosol.com. So here is my first machine, and on the second hand I have second machine with the name of SCCM 2016, and take a look on that machine. Here is my machine. If I go to local server, you can see this is my computer name, and this machine is joined to my domain, that is my victorinfosol domain, and you can verify from here. And also on this machine I have installed Windows Server 2016 Technical Preview 3, and the RAM is assigned to this virtual machine is 8 GB. So this is the whole idea about my demo environment. And for the before the installation of System Center 2016, we need to install few prerequisites on like servers. So in this demo I am going to install SQL Server 2012, Windows ADK 10, and Web Server IS role and WSUS role on my SCCM server. So one more thing I want to show you. Under the my Active Directories, you can see from here, if I go to India domain and the users, here is my user account SCCM admin that I am using to log into my SCCM server. And if I go to property and members, you can verify this machine is member of administrator, domain admins, domain user, enterprise admin, and schema admin. So you can verify on my machine I have logged in with SCCM admin account. So this is the all about the my lab environment. So let's move to step-by-step installation of System Center 2016 Technical Preview 3. On the first step we need to install SQL Server 2012. So I'm going to mount the SQL Server installation media in my SCCM server, and here is under the ISO SQL Server. I am going to install Microsoft SQL Server 2012 on this machine. So you can see the media is mounted. Now to click on yes. So here is the SQL Server installation center. I am going to click on install, and I am going to install a new SQL Server standalone installation. So I am going to click on this, and it will launch a new screen for the SQL Server 2012 installation. It's checking the some pre-requires to begin the installation. So everything passed successfully, so I am going to click on OK. So here is the product key window. So I am going to put my product key and going to click on next. So I have just entered my product key and click on next. So I'm going to I accept the license term and click next, and it will checking for update. No issues, we can proceed further. Next. And now its setup is like copying the files from the installation media to local drive, so it will take few seconds to complete the setup file. So setup has just completed the files copy, and it's launching the main installation screen, the wizard of the SQL Server installations. So here is the final wizard for the SQL Server installation. I'm going to click on next, and under the setup role we need to select the SQL Server features installations, the default one. Click next. Under the feature selection, feature selection, we need to install only 4 things. That is, first one is database engine service, full text and semantic support extension for search, and the reporting services, and the final one is management tools. So I am going to select these 4 options and click next. So the installation rule is passed. Click next. Under the instance configuration, I am going to use the default one, that is MySQL server. Click on next. This space requirements are also passed successfully. Click next. And here I am going to select for the SQL server agent startup type automatic. I'm going to click on next. And the database engine configuration, I am going to add my current user account, that is SCCM administrator, and click next. And the reporting service, I am going to leave it default, install and configure. And error reporting, I am not going to select any send Windows or SQL server error reporting. And finally we are good to go, and click next. And this is the final step. I am going to click on install, and the installation for the SQL Server 2012 is started, and it will take a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to complete the installation. So till time I am going to pause the recording, and once the installation is finished I will be back. So the installation of SQL Server 2012 is completed successfully. You can verify everything is success. So I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to close this window also. And if I'm going to all program and SQL Server, and here is the SQL Server Management Studio, I'm going to launch this one. So I'm going to log in with my Windows authentication. Click on connect. And one more thing I want to do here, and the serve tools, if I go to services, so here are the server. I'm going to right click on my server name, going to properties, and I'm going to change my memory allocation. And for the minimum it's like 8 GB, and for the maximum I'm going to give it like 10 GB. So going to click on apply, and on the services, going to SQL Server services, I'm going to run this service by using my local account, and I need to restart the service here. And you can see, like, if I refresh it, it's my local system account, and I'm going to minimize this one, close this one. And on the next step we need to update the SQL Server 2012 to Service Pack 2 and CU4. So I have downloaded the both setup in my D drive. If I go here, SQL Server 2012 updates, and here is my Service Pack 2, and here is my CU4. So I am going to install first my Service Pack 2 on my server. and now it's extracting the file for the installation setup. Once the installation wizard extracting wizard is gone, it will launch the Windows SQL Server 2012 upgrade wizard. So from where we can update the SQL Server. It's asking to run. I'm going to click on yes. It's launching the SQL Server to 2012 upgrade wizard. Everything is passed successfully, so I'm going to click on next, and I accept the lessons done. Click next, and it's going to upgrade my instant MySQL server. Perfect for me. Click next, and it's checking for some prerequisites, and it's showing me fdhost.exe is running, so there was no issues. We can go further and click next and update. So the update will take few minutes to get complete the upgrade for the to from the service from the to the service pack 2 from the SQL Server 2012. So once the upgrade wizard is completed successfully, I will be back. I'm pausing the recording for till now. So the service pack 2 has been upgraded successfully on SQL Server 2012. So I'm going to close this one, and now we are on the final step of upgrading the SQL Server 2012 to CE4. So I'm going to click the setup, and it will extract the file for the installations, and once the extracting is done, it will launch the SQL Server upgrade wizard. So everything passed, and I'm going to click on next, and I accept the license term. Click next, and it's selected my instant name, MySQL server. Click next, and it's going to check for the services, and any services are avoiding the computer restart, these things. So it will check in few seconds. So everything checks good, looks good, so I'm going to click on next, and now we are ready to upgrade, and I'm going to click on upgrade. So the installation will take few seconds or few minutes to complete, and in the meantime we are on the our second step right now, and once the installation is done, we are going to install the Windows AIK 10 on our SCCM server. So I'm going to mount the Windows AI ADK DVD and media, and going in settings, and my DVD drive I'm going to put ISO Microsoft for the Windows ADK 10, and browse and open. And once the installation for update is finished for the SQL server, we are going to launch the setup for Windows ADK. So let's wait for the installation update has need to finish before the proceed. So I am pausing the recording for now. So the update is completed successfully, and we are good to go to run the setup for Windows ADK. I'm going to do so. So click on next, and I'm going to select no, I don't want to participate, and click next, and I accept license agreement, and I am going to install only the few things that is required to install, like um, SCCM. So I'm going to install deployment tools. I'm going to install pre-install like Windows PE and imaging and configuration designer and user state migration. So I'm going to select these four options only and going to click on install. And it will take a minute to complete the installation for all the four items. So the ADK installation is completed. So we have completed the first three step on SCCM server. So after installing these applications, I would like to restart the SCCM server once. So I'm going to restart the SCCM server. And in the meantime, while the server is restarting, I'm going to do the next step, that is create the system management container in Active Directory. So I'm going on my Active Directory server, and I'm going to launch the ADSI edit tool. So here is it, and I'm going to create a system management account. So I'm copying the name from here, and connect to default naming convention, and going to double click on it, and here is my domain, and I'm going to create a new object and going to select container, click next, and I'm going to paste the name. Name must be the same, system management. So I'm going to click on next and finish. Once the object is created, I am going to give some permission to this object for my SCCM computer and SCCM server login account to have a full access on this object to write. So I'm going to click on add, and going to select my admin account that I am using on my SCCM server and full control, and I'm going to select my computer account, that is SCCM 2016, and I'm going to give my computer object also full permission, and under the advanced on the computer account we have a permission only this object, so I'm going to edit this one, and I'm going to provide this object and all child object. So apply. This is for my computer account, and I'm doing the same for my SCCM administrator account. So we are good to go. If I go to my Active Directory and view advanced features, here we can see our container, and the properties we can see the computer account and the SCCM account, both are reflected here. So on the we have done the like step 4 and step 5, so we are moving on the next step, that is extend the Active Directory schema for configuration manager. So for this I am going to mount uh, the installation media of the configuration manager in my Active Directory server, and going to ISO config manager 2016. I am going to select the config manager 2016 TP3 ISO file, and going back to my DC, and here we are. I'm going to browse my DVD installation media, SMS setup, bin x64, and I'm going to type extract schema. Here is the file that we need to run, so I'm going to click run as administrator, and this file, after completing the like we have a one file created, text file in our C drive root folder, so we can check from here. So the successfully extended the schema, Active Directory schema, so everything seems good. So we have done this step also, and the next step we need to install the IS on our SCCM server. So I think my SCCM server is still not booted, so the server is rebooted. I'm going to log in. So for the IS installation I'm going to click on manage, add role and features, click next. Here is my server, click next, and I'm going to select the web server IS, add features, click next, and here we have to click next, and here we have to select the required roles and these things. So I'm going to select the default document directory, HTTP errors, static, and HTTP redirection, and under the health and diagnose we need to select everything except the custom login and the login tools. So need to select these options. Under the performance we need to select dynamic and static. On the security we have to select everything except the set the client certificate, disaster authentication, and these options, and these we have to select. And like for the application development we have to select everything except this CGI and server side includes. So I'm going to select everything except CGI and server side includes. And if I'm going to like in the management we need to select everything except the management service. So we have done with the selection of the features, so good to go. I am going to click on next, and for the source path I'm going to mount the media of the Windows Server 2016 in my DVD drive, and here we are. From the ISO Windows Server 2016 TP3, apply, okay, and going there. this PC and my installation media, open, and the source and SSX. I'm going to select this path, apply here, and click OK, and just click on install. So the installation of web server IS will take few minutes to complete the installation. Once the IS installation is complete, we can go to our next step, that is install bits and remote definition compressions. So this is the next step. So I am pausing the recording till the installation is complete for web server. So the installation for the web server IS is completed successfully, and on the next step we need to install bits and remote definition compression. So I am going to do so from the manage, add role and feature, click next, my server is selected, next, and from the feature I'm going to select the background intelligence bits, and the second one is remote definition compression. So here is, so I'm going to install these options, click on install, and it will take a few minutes to complete the installation. So I'm pausing this recording for the till the installation is gets finished, and you can see the installation is started, and it will take a few minutes. So installation is complete for bits and the remote definition compression. So we are on the next step, that is install WSUS Windows Server Update Service role. So I'm going to perform this step, and from the add role and features I'm going to click next, my server, next, and from the server role I'm going to select Windows Server Update Service and click next, and here it's asking for the path where we need to store the files for the WSUS server. So I'm going to create a new folder in my D drive with the name of WSUS, and going to copy the path and paste it here and click next, and I'm going to run the installation. So after completing this step, we are almost everything done to run the proceed to run the setup of the System Center 2016 Technical Preview 3. So I'm just waiting to this complete this task. Once this get completed, I will recommend to restart the server once, and once the server is restarted, we are good to go to the final step, that is running the System Center setup. So waiting to finish the installation. Once the installation is finished for WSUS, I'm going to restart the server. So the WSUS is also installed, so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to restart the server. Once the server is restarted, I'm going to launch the SCCM 2016 installation wizard. So the server is restarted, and now we are on our final step to run the setup of the SCCM 2016. So I'm going to mount my installation media, SCCM installation media and drive System Center 2016, and here is the media ISO file. Browse it, apply, and I'm logging to my SCCM server and going to launch. and select the first one option, HTML application host. And good to go. Click on install button. It will give you the installation wizard and system center configuration manager setup wizard. Click next, and I'm going to select the first option as this is my first primary site. Click next. I accept the license term. Click next. I accept the license term for SQL native client and Silverlight. Click next. And this is the pre-required files I have previously. You can download right now, otherwise you can download and save to any machine. I have downloaded the file previously and save it to D drive with this folder. I'm going to copy this path and paste it here and click next, and now it's going to verify the all the files are exist in the folder that we have downloaded, and it will take a few minutes to complete the verifications of all files. So we are good to go. I'm going to put my site code is 001 and the site name is main site. Going to click next, and the for me it's SQL server is my local server, so and the instance name is my default instance name, that is my SQL server, so don't need to change anything. Just click on next, and it will verify the SQL server database configurations and pass it throughout, and click next, and SMS provider full qualified name is next, and this is the HTTP security settings for the system center. So I'm going to select the first option, all sites systems role accept only HTTP connection from clients. So going to click next, and this is giving a message to HTTP communication will require a valid PKI certificate to for the site role to communicate the clients blah blah, and going to select yes, and install the management point and install the distribution point. I'm going to install both on these servers, so I'm going to click on next, and I don't want to join the program at this time. Click next, and here we are, the all information is punched here, and I'm going to click on next, and it will check the prerequest for SCCM server. If everything is good, then we are good to run the next. And the first, this is saying the like a permission to publish Active Directory, and we have checked we have a permission when we are creating the container. We have checked our server have full permission to write object and Active Directory. You can check once again, we have a full permission, full control, so there was no issue with the permission, and these are the like PKI infrastructure warning message, so we are good to go to begin the installation. I am going to click the begin installation. So the installation is started, and it will take like 30 minutes to complete the installation. So I am pausing my recording for now, and once the installation is completed I will be back. So now you can see the core setup has completed, and we can launch the post installation wizard. And if you go for here, Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager console. Here is the console for the System Center, and that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any question and query, you can mail me on my mail ID. And thanks once again for watching.